everyone. My name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks.
And I'm Sweet Baby James, otherwise known as James Maynard. And you've come to Lighting the Way, Granny Raps and Rocks.
And tonight, I'm going to talk about what is the name? Do you need a new dream? Are you open to a new dream? I couldn't remember. My memory is shot. Are you open to a new dream? And I'm just really looking forward to talking to you about that. Oh, look, we have a comment.
Yes, Todd is here, and he says, hi, Beth and James. And he sends a heart of love and big smiles. Thank you, Todd. Same back at you.
So, an interesting thing happened to me today that got me into this topic. But it's going to, obviously develop into something broader, which is I was watching a presidential candidate talking about supporting small businesses. And, we have
And
more.
we have another comment. Tracy is here and says hello and sends a big heart of love. Thank you, Tracy.
Oh, hi, Tracy, too.
And
Hi.
Amy is here also and says, hi, Beth and James. What a fun topic.
Ooh.
She sends hearts of love. And
Thank you, Amy.
Elizabeth is here and says hello and says a heart of love.
Oh,
And caring.
oh,
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, everybody. We really appreciate this. Here on Facebook and on YouTube, because we are simultaneously live streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So I was listening to this presidential candidate talking about small business. Well, we have a small business, which is, my counseling and groups and all of that.
And the band.
And the band.
Don't forget the band.
And, we don't make any money with the band and with the music and the live streams, but we do make money with the counseling. Hey.
And by the way,
Charlie.
Catalina is here, and she sends a big heart of love.
Oh.
Thank you, Catalina.
Oh, good. Oh, thank you, Catalina. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Oh, feels so warm and cozy already. So Charlie is also here. He's making a racket under the bench. So anyway, as I was saying, so I was listening to her talking about small business, and we have a small business, and I thought, hey, why don't, and she's talking about helping small businesses in a number of ways, and I thought, we should open a small business. And I thought, but we already have a small business. So what am I thinking that we should open a small? And then it occurred to me that maybe it was something new that I want to do, a new dream. Like, oh my goodness, what would that be? So that's the backstory. You know how I love to give the backstory. So you understand where this is coming from. And I want to say, there's a difference between a dream and a fantasy, and a lot of us don't get that. And I'm going to talk about that first. A dream has feet. A fantasy does not. In other words, a dream has to be doable, because a fantasy is never doable. So let me give you an example. So
Martin Luther King comes to mind. I have a dream.
well,
that dream came true.
He was right. Yes and no, but yes.
Yes and no. Largely yes.
So, but I'm talking about like when we have a dream for ourselves of what we're going to do, but that's a great example, James. I say, I have a dream. I'm going to perform on the piano in Carnegie Hall. That's in New York City. Well, guys, not very likely.
That's more like a fantasy.
That is more like a fantasy. But when I started playing the piano at the age of 73, after, over 60 years of not playing, to me, just being able to play some notes on the piano was a dream, because I wasn't able to play between 15 and, 73 when I started. And it sounded like a fantasy, but I've followed up. I tried. I started to study ways of playing that were less painful to do. And so I pursued that. And now
You are very fluent on the piano.
I play the piano, right? So that was a dream, and it was doable because I actually had some background in it. I had the intention, I had some talent, and I put my, and there was stuff out there that would help disabled pianists to play. So that became a dream that actually materialized. So a fantasy is something that you really can't do. If I said, oh, I have a dream that I am going to do a 400K, well, believe me, that is a fantasy.
Mhm.
For me, with my health and my age, that ain't going to
Or I'm
happen.
going to levitate.
Or I'm going to levitate, or I'm going to do something big. I'm going to become important.
You're important to me.
Of course. Well, that's the thing.
Isn't that
Often, the things we fantasize are about are kind of stupid. I'm going to be a star. So, now some people who have those dreams actually are able to do them. So we can't discount the possibility, but there are things that are just not going to happen. And that's fine, because they don't have to. Because then you can get a new dream, a dream something of something that you can do. So when I was thinking about starting a business today, I thought, well, I could start a healing center. And maybe something here in our home, because I'm already doing a lot of healing work on the internet, something here on our home, maybe find someone to collaborate with and so on. Now, is that a dream or is that a fantasy? Well, the first thing I did was I called the city where we live and I asked them about the zoning in our neighborhood, and I asked about what is required to have a small business in your home that isn't on the internet, because on the internet nobody cares what you do, So as long as it's not illegal. So anyway, I found out that that our town is extremely friendly towards home businesses, that I don't need a license, that we can have people come to the house. All we have to do, or not do, is don't put a sign in front of our house and make it look like it's just a regular house. Mm-hmm. So what I was doing is I was giving it feet. If I found out that I couldn't do it in the home, then it would be like, oh my God, now I'm going to be putting out extra money and I'd have to travel, which is really hard with my health and all of that. So if I could do something here, maybe find, we were thinking about a guy we know who is an herbalist. Maybe he's good and maybe we could do that in the healing center. But you see what I mean? It was feasible, it was doable, and it was a dream. Now, why had I not had that thought before? Because I had stopped dreaming.
Say it ain't so.
It is so. I have accomplished a lot of things that when I first got the gift, the psychic gift that I have that helps me to be a very powerful healer, I couldn't even have dreamed that I could do this, and now I do it like at the drop of a hat. Sure, I'm looking inside you. Yes, I see this and this, but I couldn't have done that. And I couldn't have known, I couldn't have dreamed. And then I got this gift, and then I thought, oh, gee, wouldn't it be wonderful if I could maybe work with a chiropractor who could send me people or this or that. And even though I feel so dissatisfied with my own life, as many of you do too, oh, I haven't done enough, oh yeah, the fact is that what I'm doing and what I've accomplished is more than I dreamed when I first got the intuitive gift back in 1980. That's 44 years ago, guys. 44. Of course, since I'm only 22, that's kind of in my dreams,
In
right?
your dreams.
So that was a big dream for me. And then there were other things that I did. But after a while, I don't know about you, but you get into kind of a rut. Oh, this is what I do. This is what I do. I'm successful. It's working. I'm happy. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't stay with that. But maybe there's something else you'd like to do. Something not even related to what you're doing now. Like, oh, I think I want to start a dog grooming service in my home. Mobile dog grooming. Because, it would be difficult if I hated dogs, or if dogs hated me,
Or
or
you were allergic.
or I was allergic, or all of those things. So I don't think that a dog grooming service would be a good dream for me, a good fit. But what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be something you're already doing. Ask yourself, is there some dream? And I'm putting this out as a little challenge to our viewers. Is there something it was a dream for me to become a musician. After all, I was already working as a counselor and a spiritual director of organizations and spiritual teacher, and I had written books and done all that stuff. But music? And now I've realized the dream of being able to play. Now I'm ready for a new dream. I'm 79. I'm going to run out of time. I want to do something, and I don't even know what it is, but it is exciting to me to think I don't have to stop dreaming just because I'm sick, I'm old, if I was broke, and we're pretty close. So all of those things, I don't have to assume that I can't dream. Do I?
No. I have a new dream.
What is that?
Well, ever since I was 11 years old, I've been playing the trumpet.
Yes.
And then I added singing.
Yes.
And then I realized that I was no longer very good at playing the trumpet, and I've got very stressed. And so I made the decision recently, as a matter of fact, even today, I was cleaning my trumpet readying it for sale. And at the same time, I have a new dream to develop skill on the keyboard. And with that, to be able to play different instruments. If I want to play the trumpet, I can play the trumpet on the keyboard. No fuss, no bother. Don't have to worry about my lips, my embouchure. and I can compose, I can arrange, I can work things up with multiple instruments. And that sounds exciting to me.
I love that. So, when we have to say goodbye to certain things that we can't do anymore, it's wonderful to say, but I can have a new dream. Maybe my new dream is staying home and eating bonbons in bed. You can stay in bed, but do not eat bonbons. Bonbons are bad for you. Oh, we have a comment.
Oh, Amy's here. She says, I love this. Don't have specific ideas yet, but I'm going to be thinking about some ideas.
Oh, excellent.
Yay.
Excellent,
Go
Amy.
for it.
This is what we are hoping for. We want our audience to be thinking about what can you do? What might you do? And then you get to find out whether it's a fantasy or it's a real dream. Something that you can at least explore, go towards. So why else do we not think we can have a dream? Well, we may have failed in everything already. And so we have this attitude towards ourselves, I can't do anything. Well, maybe there's a couple of possibilities that come to mind. Maybe you picked something that was a fantasy instead of a dream. So take a look at what you're dreaming. Look at something else. Another possibility, may I say and suggest, is that you didn't do the work. Who, me? Certainly not me. Oh, I'm not that kind of girl, or boy, or them. So maybe that's why none of my dreams ever. And you know, when you have a dream, you don't have to stay stuck in a certain form. You know, you have a dream, it tells you, okay, go towards this. And then when you're on the way to this, it may lead you to that. And that may lead you to something else. And I know some people who have done that. Started out doodling and ended up doing paintings and stuff. So one of you is in the audience right now. So, and doing many, many things that you would never have dreamed that you could actually do, perhaps. But so, yes, maybe you failed before because you didn't put in the work. We have another
Amy
comment.
says, even just playing my harp in a local gorgeous park or our
Yes.
international airport again, both of which I actually did in the past, but not for a very long time.
That's right. And you can dream about, you can have a dream to do something that you used to do that you stopped doing for whatever reason. Oh, you had 3 children and you didn't have time, but now they're grown and now you can do it. So now there is another reason that you may have failed to realize the dream in the past. You were drunk all the time. Now, if you were rehearsing to be the worst drunk on the block, then maybe you succeeded. But, and I am speaking as a former alcoholic myself, so I'm not casting judgment on anybody, but if you are taking drugs or you're doing, you know, so a lot of people think, oh, you need alcohol or drugs to be creative. Nonsense. All it
By the way,
does
we have
is
another comment.
mess
Catalina
up your
says,
brain.
today I moved my art supplies from the apartment and created a studio space in the garage that has natural light and a dedicated workspace to create art.
Oh my God,
Yay!
Catalina.
Yeah, you're growing legs and feet for that dream.
That's right. You're doing what it takes to realize that and following. Oh my God, that is so wonderful.
and
we
then
can.
Amy says, way to go.
Agreed. Way to go.
Yay.
Way to go.
Way
Way to go. 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 So does anybody else want to put out something that they might want to be dreaming and sort of put it out there and let us support you?
I have another one. I had a dream of promoting Kamala Harris for president,
Yes.
and I got the hat, White Dudes for Harris. And I wore it yesterday, and the guy in the pickup truck next to me asked, hey, what about that hat? And we talked about Kamala. Says, I'm going to vote for her. And then today I went and got our takeout dinner, and there were 2 young ladies who looked up at the hat. Says, White Dudes for Harris? Oh, that's great. So I'm spreading the word, just walking around with that hat on.
So you made that dream come
I
true.
made that dream come
Plus
true.
you were on phone banks too.
Yeah, I've been on phone banks for Kamala for president.
So another reason you may not having a new dream is that you feel you're done. You know, you've shot your wad. You've been successful or somewhat in your life, and you can't start again with a new dream. Well, why not?
Why not?
Well, every time you go to sleep, you could possibly have a new dream, right?
That's right.
All you have to do is sleep. Well, obviously, that is a very silly thought, but you understand what I'm saying. Every day is new. So you may have been successful in one, and now you feel like, oh, well, that's it. I've shot my wad. Or, as I said before, you may have been not successful, and so you say, well, I can't do that. And or you're not in a space where you can be successful because you're not doing the work or because you're polluting your mind. There's all kinds of things that can get in the way, or just because you're scared.
So then you can do healing work on that block, on that fear.
Yes,
and then
you
get
can.
moving.
You
Yes.
can do healing work on your block to on your fear. Is a very good point, James. You can ask for support. Oh my God, support! No, no. Yeah, I have seen very talented people who don't know they're talented, and then they show something to someone else, and someone else hears it and says, "Wow, that's great. Why don't you do that?" So get support. So before I finish my remarks on this topic, I just want to say a few things. It would be the fulfillment of a dream if you would love or like this show on Facebook, or you could give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and you would subscribe to our channel on YouTube and press the notification bell, and or follow our page on Facebook. And let me tell you, it makes a huge difference when you do that. When I say it's the fulfillment of a dream, because when you do those things, it shows activity, and then YouTube says, well, maybe I'll show this to somebody else. Otherwise, they bury you. And it's the same thing with Facebook. So you do a lot. Every time you do that, you are supporting and share this program. Because people, there's a lot of people who could maybe benefit from this topic. So share it, like it, love it, comment. If you come after the live show, that's fine. You can still comment, and as soon as I see the comment, I will answer you. So, and I also want to tell you before I do my closing comments, we do another live stream every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and it's Magical Improvs with the Kindred Spirits Band, which is the two of us. And every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. we do Lighting the Way, Granny Raps and Rocks. So I know that, oh yes, and we're doing these energy boosts. In fact, I'm overdue to do another one, and they're going over really well. They're over, you can get them most easily by going to Beth Green TV on YouTube, and you see a playlist, energy boost, and there I am going, and I just do it.
You're getting a really good response, too.
Yeah, we're getting a great response. We're getting a lot of thumbs up. And
that was another dream realized. You put
Yeah.
that out there, and all of a sudden it's happening.
Just do it. So how would I like to close this? Somebody told you maybe that you were no good. There are so many ways that people can tell you that you're no good. You can have a parent who's depressed or anxious or easily upset, and you're being told that you're disturbing them, or they have a hangover or something like that, and you think, okay, if I do anything, I'm going to upset somebody. That's one example of millions of examples of the way we get told that we're no good and we can't do anything, or we get shot down. I remember when I was in junior high school, And in public school, before I got sick and couldn't play the piano, I studied, like, like a kid. And I got absolutely no encouragement because nobody liked the way I played. But now they do. There's lots of people who like the way I play. So I got this impression that I was no good. No, they didn't appreciate what I was doing. Or maybe I wasn't doing the same thing. I'm sure I wasn't improvising, but still, you know what I'm saying? So you get a lot of messages. Or you're the wrong color, or you're the wrong gender, or you're wrong sexual, what did they call that? Orientation or something. Or come from the wrong side of the tracks.
Or the wrong age.
Oh, definitely. So, that doesn't mean that it is so. People can say a lot of things, and they can all be wrong. So, don't give up. See if there is some dream, something you would like, and then see if it has feet. Don't go into a fantasy, because then you're just going to get depressed because you won't be able to fulfill it. And then I'm another failure. That's a way to not try anything. Okay, I tried this. It didn't work. Oh, I jumped out of a plane without a parachute to see if I could fly. Well, I could not do that. So therefore, I can't open a flower stand, right? So all of these things combine to kind of dampen our spirits and stop us from dreaming. But we should never stop dreaming. I mean, we may just dream about, okay, I'm done working and I just want to rest, or I want to learn painting, or I want to play with my dog, or, anything can be your dream. And so see if it has legs, and if it does, make yourself ready. Don't get drunk. Don't get high. Don't eat sugar. Stay calm, stay focused, and work at it. And don't expect miracles. Like, oh, in 1 minute, I'm like amazing. Or I'm always going to be successful. Or I'm going to make a lot of money. Maybe you're not going to make any money at all, but you still enjoy what you're doing. Maybe you'll be reading to kids in the library, and you love it and you feel happy. So dream a dream that doesn't make you stressed, but just dreaming about it makes you happy. We have one more comment,
yes.
Then we have to go.
Amy says, just had the thought about asking a good friend for ideas. They might have some I've never thought of.
That is a
Good
great idea.
Reach out for support.
That's right. That's right. Wonderful. So, in our Energy Boost live playlist on YouTube, we have the latest one, but I'm going to do another one very soon, maybe tonight. It says, I'm not done yet. And I want you to think that. I'm not done yet.
I'm not done yet.
I don't care how old you are, how sick you are, how messed up you are, mentally, physically, whatever. You're not done yet. We love you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, glad to have you with us. Bye-bye.